our shenanigans are cheeky and fun.
Yeah, I mean, his shenanigans are cruel and tragic.
Which makes them not shenanigans at all, really.
Evil shenanigans.
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
You mean shenanigans? No! You're talking about shenanigans, right?
I mean, it is kind of better.
Is it?
A little bit.
Is it? It isn't, is it?
It is, it isn't. And I guess that means I should probably say...
Welcome to
Random Hero!
and Punkass's Cheeky Shenanigans.
Shenanigans!
I told you I was going to fuck that
Yeah,
up.
you did. I am Jesse, a.k.a. Random Hero.
And I'm Nick, a.k.a. Punkass.
And today, you need to introduce our guest because it's the first one that I haven't booked, so I don't know him yet.
I don't really know him that well either. Just this is my guest this week. His name's JOHNTE for short.
What do you prefer? JOHNTE, John?
I don't know.
Jafonda?
Yeah. You can call me Susan if it makes you happy.
Just not Shirley?
What's your real Asian name?
My real Asian name?
Like Ching Chong Dong?
It's a... I don't know. Yeah, it's Tequo Hao.
Huh. There's no way I could say that.
Yeah, it's Tequo Hao. Which I've been told is means raging water, but I really don't believe it, but whatever.
Huh.
You know, that was my Asian name. I can still write it up to this day.
Now, when do you... Okay, so that was like the name you were born with, right?
Yes.
So
they had my name, and then I guess like my parents like translated it
to John?
To John T.
Okay.
You know, like T would be pronounced like Tay.
Yeah.
You know, in Chinese, and it was like Tequo Hao. So
now, were you born in China or over in the U.S.?
I was born in the Philippines.
Wow. Now,
it's like double dipping on the Asian right there.
Yeah, for sure. Like I have I'm like Chinese, but like I've grown up in the Philippines for like so long that it's just ingrained in me.
Yeah.
So I have this Philippine culture in my head. So
I have a good friend Kyle who a couple of years back I lived near him and occasionally with him in Oregon. He saved up a bunch of money and just quit his job and moved to the Philippines a couple of years ago.
It's crazy. It's crazy because in the Philippines, like a lot of people go there. There's like I was just watching this video about a skateboarder he's like 60 plus years old and he just like retired. He went to the Philippines and he just made his own backyard ramp and whatnot. And the thing is, like, I thought he was just like a small time skateboarder. And it turns out he's like best friends with Jay Adams. You guys ever seen the movie Dogtown?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So this guy used to hang with Jay Adams, which is like a huge guy in skateboarding. So I was like, holy shit.
Like one of the OGs.
Yeah. He was like one of the OGs. And I'm like, this guy's living in the Philippines and he's like trying to... Which last time I talked to my friend back home, like the skateboarding thing is just like so huge in the Philippines now.
Yeah, and that kind of has always intimidated me because I always wear like skate clothes and kind of look skater, but I can't skate. And then like on top of that, I'm also like a little bit of a fat guy, so it's like any kind of shoes I wear, like if you wear skate shoes, they don't think you know how to skate. If I wear running shoes, they're like, what are you playing basketball?
Do you prefer to street skate now or longboard? Because since I'm getting older, I prefer longboarding now.
I prefer transitions now. Just like ramp. It's still the same.
I gotcha.
Yeah, it's not. Okay. It's like more like skating parks, you know, like with all the ramps and the quarter pipes. It's just more or less impact your knees.
Mm-hmm. So like a Tony Hawk type.
Yeah, but not as extreme as that.
Yeah. You're not like out grinding rails everywhere you go and all that?
Yeah, I can board slide and grind rails, but I'd rather not.
Unless you got to show off a little bit.
See, if I skate, I want to skate like, I'll skate today a little bit and just like, because if I go ham on skating, then I won't be skating for the next 2 weeks.
That's because we're getting older, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
don't know how old
like an
you
old
are,
fart. I am very old.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I am 40.
You 40. Are the oldest one of us three, at least.
But honestly, you look like you're 30 because I don't know what you guys have.
We have this secret Chinese ginseng that
I know.
drink every day.
There's something.
Just makes you like, you know, you literally see the clock go back.
Well, and I know this is going to sound a little bit racist, but that just was what happens when you talk racist. It is. Racist. But like, whenever I've known Asian people, it's like they always look super young until like 1 year, and then all of a sudden they look way older. Have you noticed that at all?
Yeah, I kind of noticed. I kind of noticed that with
Koreans?
white guys.
Really?
Oh, white
Okay,
guy.
no,
Oh,
'cause
white guy.
I would go and tell my girl like, "Hey, she's kind of cute," and she'd be like, "She's like 16 or something." I'm like, "Whoa, pretty old shit." I'm like
yeah.
way off, you know, like.
So, yeah, that's kind of the opposite. What I was saying is like you could look like you're 16 until you're 40, and then all of a sudden they look like they're 60.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like
Well,
we'll go to we'll go to Safeway and I don't know, she gets carded,
Uh-huh.
and then when I get carded, I go like, "Oh wow, thank you." Like, yeah.
You've done some tattoos on me, so you are a tattoo artist, right? I think, right? You
yeah.
should be.
Yeah, for sure.
He's getting tattoos from you. You should be an artist.
When did you start tattooing?
I started tattooing like 2010, I would say. Like I just went around like a bunch of tattoo shops and like, you know, here's my artwork. Back in the day, it was just crazy. You know, you just go in there and like it's like a hit or miss. You know, you go around and you just ask like, "Hey man, here's my artwork. Can you like apprentice me?"
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. And I was like turned down a lot of times, but like this guy just gave me a shot. He was like, "You know what? Yeah."
Well, I've seen some of your artwork. Your artwork's pretty badass. I feel like you go towards like conspiracy type stuff, you know? Like
Yeah. Oh.
Like Illuminati
Yes,
eyes and stuff.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. A lot of people have asked me about that conspiracy stuff, but like if you think about it, like the triangle with the eye, like
Yeah.
here in America or the West would be considered like. Excuse me.
Do it, man.
Would
We
that
vape
an
on this
orgasm?
show.
Oh no, yeah. It's a
Sorry.
little bit.
What's
But-
so there's not a tattoo school or anything though, right?
No,
You just-
no. Actually, there's a tattoo school now.
There is.
There is?
Which is like retarded in China.
Oh.
Wow, right? Like wow.
There's always a school in China.
Yeah.
Yeah. We actually saw this video, and there was like a bunch of people like in a classroom learning how to tattoo, which is like, wow, How do you do that? Because like
Right.
when I was like an apprentice, I started out like cleaning the bathrooms and everything. Like I had to earn.
Yeah.
I had to earn my keep. You know,
Yeah.
like. You just don't go into the tattoo industry and I'm like, hey man, I'm a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
You had to earn, you know. I wasn't given the keys. You know, you had to like prove yourself that you were worthy.
Do you remember your first tattoo? Doing one?
Oh.
What was it?
Oh man. Here's a crazy story. So I didn't know much. I did a tattoo on Keith.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That turned out right. A little bit right. You know, it wasn't as bad as the other ones, but I remember like I had this friend and we were like drunk, like blasted.
Drunk tattooing?
And then he goes like he goes like, "Dude, if there's one time that I'm going to ask you to tattoo me, it'd be now." And I'm like, "Dude, are you serious?"
Say no more.
I don't know, dude. There must have been some shrooms.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait, you or him?
Probably
Both.
both.
Oh God.
JOHNTE, in my past, he likes to experiment with stuff, you know. He's probably done more stuff than us combined.
You mean
honestly.
like
drug-wise?
Oh, drug-wise.
Oh no!
I thought you were
dude.
going a totally different direction with that.
No.
Is this your sexual Sherpa over here,
No.
Nick?
The first 4 years, hell yeah. The first
Yeah.
4 years, I got into America. Oh yeah. But anywho, we'll get to that later. But he said he like tattoo me. I was like, all right, dude. And then I whipped out. I started doing my equipment. And he says like, what do you want to do? I was like, whatever, dude. Like I can draw skulls when, you know, even when I'm sleeping. And he's like, all right. So we started going for a skull. And halfway through the tattoo, he's fucking bobbing his head. Like he's going like,
Oh, like
He's
passing
like-
out?
he's
kinda?
passing out.
Yeah.
Oh.
and at one point he almost passed out and knocked the machine off my hand.
Oh.
Wow.
On top of me going like, whoa.
Right.
You know? And this is the badass about this is like we pass out and then we wake up and then he goes like, hey man, are you gonna finish that tattoo? And I was like, dude, are you sure, man? It's like, yeah, dude. I was like, dude, it's gonna hurt. And it's like, yeah, dude. So we proceeded to like, I don't know, man, a few hours or whatever, dude. But we got that thing knocked out. But dude, it was hamburger.
Where did he
skin,
put it
for
on
sure.
his body?
It was on his thigh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've
He started one on my side, but I'm too vagina to finish it.
I know what you mean.
Because-
I know that this doesn't hurt as much as the rib, but
Yeah.
this was easily the most painful tattoo I've ever gotten. Probably the most painful experience of my life.
Because I wanted a California tattoo, so I was supposed to have like a bear, because the California flag has a bear on it. If you know. And then I have waves, and then I wanted palm trees, because, you know, San Diego and stuff, they all have palm trees on the beaches. So we got through the waves, and I just don't want to finish it anymore because it hurts so much.
It's pretty harsh. Like
I know.
the ribs are pretty harsh. Like I went home at around 2009, and you know I didn't have much time. I had to go back here, right? So I just went there for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I had my sides done. My friend was like, "Dude, we got to finish this another day." I was like, "No, you got to finish today." So I sat there for like 5 hours and ate lunch and did another 5 hours. It was like
You must have some really good pain tolerance. I'm just
no, dude. I was a kid and I was probably like really, you know, I just wanted it done.
Yeah.
The more you want it done, the less it's gonna hurt.
I remember the story you told me about you tattooed that one chick.
That's my dating motto, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
You tattooed that one chick where she wanted the numbing spray on her foot or something, and it came out.
Numbing spray? Is that what you said?
Now,
Numbing?
doesn't that ruin like the ink?
Well, okay, so you do the numbing spray like at the last hour or so, just to like, you know, like, dude, all right, I'm gonna help you with the pain,
Yeah.
so we can just finish it on the last hour. And this chick turned out that it's like, no, just spray more, because when you spray more, the skin kind of turns rubbery.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, so she just like she would just wanted to like spray. After that, we finished it. She would spray until that thing wore off, and then she was calling me, my girl, like fuck in the night, like, oh, it hurts so bad, because I was like, I don't know what to do, you know, like because all these time you wanted that numbing spray, and now that numbing spray
Wore off,
you know, but. Dude, you get a tattoo and you know it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Dude, after I got my ribs done, I didn't move for 3 days.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah,
I haven't wanted. I shook someone's hand the day after I got this done on accident, and it almost took me to the ground. And he's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," because I work in like an office. And I was like, "No, it's my hand." And then I tried to shake someone's hand left-handed, and they're like, "What the fuck is that?"
Some secret gang symbol or something. Like, yeah.
So I get it, I totally do. But the ribs, man, and
Not-
then like you can't move, you can't.
Yeah, it's the ribs, you know, like everything. Like there's like some portions of the rib while you're getting tatted, and then the pain just travels like all around your body.
Have you ever had a tattoo a dick?
And we don't mean like an asshole like Nick.
But
you know?
my friend did.
Really?
Like my friend who tatted my back, and I asked him, was like, so how's it like, you know, like fucking, you know, tattooing a dick? By the way, I'm like cursing a lot, right?
That's all good.
It's all good.
And so he's tattooing, and so I was like, how was it? And he says like, man, you like they have to get it like
Hard?
hard.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
exactly.
fuck that.
So I don't know what they did. Like I don't know, they had to stroke him off or whatever. That would be crazy, right?
That's
Like
where
a-
Jesse comes in.
A fluffer.
He's the fluffer.
It feels like even if you could get it hard, as soon as the needle gets close, it would be like, no.
Yeah.
Plus, just have another guy like touch it.
Yeah.
It was just like be weird, you know, like a guy would like, oh, okay, you know, and like everybody's watching.
I
you
always wanted to get a penis tattoo of my parents' home address, because when it was short it would say free, but when it was hard it would say 17300 Freestad Road, Arlington, Washington 98223.
That's so long.
It
know?
is
so long.
It is.
That wouldn't be accurate.
No, it would have to wrap around it a couple times.
Yeah, I thought you were like Jeremy.
Without naming any names, have you had like a client that
Nick.
like besides me, like a pain in the ass, like you didn't want to tattoo anymore?
Oh man, dude, this is there's a reason to like I don't tattoo that much anymore. It's because like just dealing with people, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of like how do you say it? Like a hermit? I don't know, something
Introvert?
like that. Yeah, introvert. Yeah, you know. But there is this one guy. He went like this is when I was tattooing at home, and he was about to get this tribal frog.
Okay,
Right?
that wasn't me. I don't have no frogs.
Yeah. He's gonna get his own arm.
Okay.
And my roommate who at that time he just got really, really fond of weed, dude. He just got hooked on weed. So he's just fucking smoking 24/7. Heavy smoker, dude. This guy would do those water bongs or whatever.
Yeah.
Every contraption or whatever. Gravity bongs. So
Oh,
he would
yeah.
do that, dude. And he'd be like, and we were like, really? You know? So,
I did one of those once and needed a lung transplant afterwards.
yeah, dude, those gravity bongs.
Yeah.
Holy. So my roommate comes out and this guy starts smoking weed with my roommate. And I'm like, dude, yeah, he smokes a lot, you know, just so you know. It's like, I can handle this, whatever, dude. So he smokes weed and I'm setting up my equipment and everything. And so I was like, dude, it's time. All right, just like go. So his girlfriend's there. He's ready to get buck. I pulled the first line on the tattoo, and he's like, "Wait a minute." I'm like, "Are you okay?" And it's like, "Yeah. I just need to stand up." And he stands up and just flops to the ground.
No.
Like a fish, dude. He's like, and I'm like, "Whoa, what's
Wait, was he having like a
happening here?"
seizure or something?
Yeah, he looked like he was having a seizure.
Yeah.
And this was like in the early career of my tattooing that I'm like, holy shit, what the
I
hell
killed
did-
him.
What do you do? Yeah.
But you know, eventually he got out of it, and he
He just has a line on his arm now.
no, he actually. And this is what the thing is like. I was like, dude, at that time, I was like just thinking, dude, that's just the arm, you know, like who, you know, the
Yeah.
arm, really, the arm.
The easiest place on the body, pretty much.
Yeah, but down the line, that I kind of like noticed that sometimes when you smoke weed, you know, you're trying to kill some pain, whatever, toothache, headache, dude. Sometimes it just magnifies it.
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah, it just magnifies that pain because like you go on a head trip and you're just like concentrating on that pain, you know.
Yeah.
So I think he wasn't ready, like that wham on that first time. He's go like whoa, you know. I mean, but going on a seizure after that first line was just kind of like,
Yep. Well, I'm done.
Now, have you ever done any secretly like penises or anything? And tattooing? I always look at my arms too, just in case to see if you drew something.
And if you ever want to, please make it on this guy, please. And then just like send me a message and tell me. where it
I've
is.
thought about it. Like I've tattooed people that I really was like, you know, like, dude, if you're gonna get tatted, just be nice to your tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Just like the money you give him is gonna be gone in 2 days, but that tattoo he gives you is gonna be there with you for life.
Yeah.
Speaking, coming up, have you ever known like tattoo places or artists like to charge tax with doing tattoos?
No.
Right. So he got his tattoo done over here across the street, and they charged him tax.
Yeah.
Yeah, they charged him tax.
And he did a great job and all that, but it was definitely the first time I'd ever been charged tax for a tattoo.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know if I came from the old school or something, but back in the day, we didn't really charge anything. Like we gave you a set price, or we gave you
that's
like
how-
this is how it is gonna be per hour, or this is how the piece is gonna be,
Yep.
and that's it.
I don't know if it's like that old man that owns it. He's trying to like make extra money. I don't know.
And maybe, strictly speaking, maybe that is the law, and maybe the prices that we were always quoted before were already including that or something.
Huh.
But like, it seems like compared to the cost of everything else in life, tattoo prices have not actually risen super quickly. So if they're now charging tax instead of just making it an extra $60 an hour or whatever, then I'm okay
I
with
feel
that.
like
you know?
tattoo prices go up with the popularity that you get. Right?
I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like if it's like a well-known artist, like
Like I've always wanted to be tatted by Kat Von D, but that's way too expensive, probably.
but sometimes they exaggerate it.
Yeah.
You know, like to just like hype up the artist.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
really it's not that expensive, you know, like if you know, there are like artists out there that are not known, but they charge quite a price because like in the tattoo community they're like, you know, the big dogs, you know.
Yeah.
Like there's this guy in Switzerland, his name's Philip Liu. We've been wanting to get tatted by him for like years.
Both
dude.
of you guys?
Yeah, he's like, I've known him since I wasn't even tattooing. Like he was just badass.
Yeah.
And like he'll finish up your whole sleeve in like 4 hours.
Oh, that's crazy.
And just like banging, you know, like you could like show that sleeve to
Now,
any
if he
tattoo
came to
convention.
America, he'd probably make a lot of money.
Yeah. But then he'd have to live
But
in
he's
America.
like this like cool ass hippie, dude. He like lives in the mountain.
Yeah.
Like you go up the mountain and get tatted.
Is it like
by
one
him.
of those old school nail
No,
tats?
no. He's just
like the
really,
Hawaiian ones.
He's just really that good.
Oh.
You know, and I heard the last I read about a few years ago, his waiting list is about 2 years.
Oh shit.
So from that 2-year waiting list, and then you got to go up the mountain and get tatted by him. Yeah, he's pretty.
He's
badass.
like one of those underground tattoo artists.
Yeah, he was like just. He's just like badass, you know, like.
You know, and I think that would be an awesome problem to have, to be booked out that far. But like, if you really think about the logistics for a minute, it's kind of frightening, because if you're booked out 2 years and something comes up where you can't do something, now you either have to move everyone back a week for 2 years, or you have to take someone and be like, all right, I got to bump you to the end or something, you know, like, or a vacation or a sickness or whatever it is. Like, if you miss time on that schedule, like, you're done. Like, that'd be rough.
It's crazy how these. It's crazy how this OG tattooers are. There's like this guy in Japan named Shige, and one guy actually came from the U.S. and went down to Japan and was like, "Hey, here's a bunch of money.
Yeah,
just tattoo the shit out of me."
Yeah,
and he's like, "No, go stand in line."
Oh, really?
Yeah,
dude, respect.
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
I mean, at the end of the day, you probably do it more for your art than for the money anyway. Like, it's great that you can make a living doing it, but even if you had another job, you'd probably occasionally want to do one.
So this is where it clashes, though. When you're a tattoo artist, half of it is you're doing a service, and half of it is you're trying to push your art out.
Yeah.
But not everyone is going to love your art.
True.
And there are times where people are going to like, hey, I want a unicorn.
And you're like, no.
Or a butterfly.
And you're like...
Well, see, I always like giving tattoo artists like ideas of what I want, but then I want them to draw it out how they want it, or throw their ideas in.
Because that's our job, you know. Like we took a lot of time to study and research, which is people don't get.
Yeah.
People don't get that. Like you give a tattoo artist like, I want a whale or a horse, whatever, dude. But the guy has to go through like a ton of references. You know, he has to go like 10 books about horses and just like try to find like, how am I gonna make this fit the guy, but yet living, giving my style in it.
Yeah,
You know?
Huh.
It's in the end.
I wonder how much research they had to go to like tattoo dicks and stuff, you know, or like buttholes.
They probably just went to the bathroom and looked at it.
Now let me ask you this: since you are Chinese, do you can you read Chinese? Like,
I do read a little bit of Chinese. I'm pretty rusty. It's been a while.
Because I'm one of those douchebags who, when I was 18 years old, I got a couple of kanji symbols on me. And I've looked it up, and I've seen online that it should mean what I think it means. But if you can read them, like, I don't usually show these off at all because they're just hyper douchey. But if you think you could read them, I'll show them to you real quick, and we'll see what you think they say.
That might be where is it?
Right, just right here.
Oh.
That means like filthy animal. That's
I've never noticed that, actually.
Yeah, it's because I don't show it, because it's like
what is it supposed to mean?
So this symbol is supposed to mean truth. That one's supposed to mean like music or musician. That one's life or like full life.
I've learned over the years tattoo artists really don't like doing that unless they actually know what it actually means. Because then they don't want to tattoo something that says something that's not.
And I've had people fuck with me and tell me like, oh, it means the happy king or something else. And it's like, okay, so I've gone and I've looked it up in various dialects. and I see the symbols and they're close enough that it's like, no, that means what I thought. But if someone can like read it, you know, from being raised that way, I definitely wanted a second opinion on it.
Okay, so here's the thing, like, what the misconception about kanjis is like the American like alphabet. The Chinese have their own too.
Yeah.
So that could be like literally ABC.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It could mean 1,000 things, you know, like. So this was the thing. I got a kanji back home, and before I got it, I actually went up to my mom and I was like, "Hey, mom, what does that mean?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "You're getting that tattoo?" I'm like, "No." No, but it actually turned out that it was right. The guy was right. The guy said like that actually means on the tattoo shop said don't do it half-assed.
Yeah.
But my mom actually said that means like giving it your all. So basically,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you know,
that's funny. I've never really like, maybe I've seen it, but I've never like, oh, he's got Chinese shit on his arm.
yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
But you know what's funny is the Japanese people, you know, those heavily tatted Japanese people, right in Japan, they get like American.
Do they get American like English words on them?
I got like rise above written on me. Freedom written on me. You know, like, I got a lot of like American. I love the English language, by the way, but so I got a lot of sayings on me that are all like.
So he's not racist at all. See,
He
he represents on his skin.
But he doesn't have kanji, right? Do you have kanji
I
on
do
you
have
also?
kanji,
You do?
yeah.
Okay. What do you have?
The
Like what does it
half-assed
say?
thing, yeah.
That-
Don't do anything half-assed.
Gotcha.
Hey,
Okay.
have you ever like felt victimized of a racist joke or just in general?
Because if not, Nick will change that.
Here. Do you know David Boone?
The name sounds familiar.
This sounds right. Okay, so this is gonna be, I guess like Gunner. You know Gunner, right?
Is David Boone the guy that died? No.
No, I hope he didn't. But wow,
Is this a name that's okay to be said on
Oh
the
yeah,
show?
it's fine. Gunner's
Okay.
a douche. I told him I was gonna have him be my douche of the week this week, but I didn't do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
But anywho, like I guess Gunner and whoever, right, was picking on Boone. Like they were saying, like, you know, when he was doing shakes, like at Boeing, like, you know, like we're checking like if there's something wrong with the work or anything.
Yeah.
Boone was like just cutting Panduit and putting Panduits back on.
Yeah.
So whatever, dude. So we're like on break and we're going down the stairs and he goes like, "Man, I hate those white people."
That's funny.
And then I hear this at the back goes, someone goes like, "What's your problem with white people, boy?" And I go,
Shit.
and I look back and I'm like, I don't know. I'm about to ask him why.
And throwing the phrase boy or the word boy at the end of that is just the
Yeah,
worst.
I
way.
always hate that
God
too.
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So
Hey there, boy.
That's like some redneck shit right there.
No,
Yeah,
there's some
yeah.
there's some racists in Seattle too. Like, you know,
Yeah.
when I was like tattooing in Seattle, we got like harassed by this dudes that were like, you know, "Fuck you Asians guys" and whatever.
See, now when I sound racist, I'm just doing it jokingly, though. You know, I try to make jokes about being racist, but
And if he's not doing well on those, he goes after women.
yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Now, I told you you're gonna have to be prepared for this because we always ask our guests this question. Well, I
Oh
do.
yeah.
Of your like most embarrassing or maybe like worst sex story that you ever have in your life. Now,
Literally every guest.
I know
has had
your
to answer
girlfriend's
this.
in your room.
Oh, she knows all the war stories. So.
Oh, okay. So
We do have our first like in studio spectator.
I told we were friends at the start, so I like told her everything, and then we,
Yeah.
you know.
I feel like maybe you've had like a lot of experience like being on the Philippines and then in America, and you have like one that you always look back on.
There's a lot. There's
Are you
not
trying
only
to
one.
allude to him maybe like dating a Filipino ladyboy or something?
No.
Is that where you're going
that's
with this?
always a possibility. I don't know.
I'm wondering if Kyle's done that by now.
There's like
Like, have you
there's
ever
a couple.
have you ever gotten like another guy's jizz in your eye?
No,
or-
this is crazy.
okay. All right.
I used to this best friend of mine. We hang out a lot, and then we we bagged this chick from like the mall, like she's a manager or whatever, dude. She's pretty.
Bagged her? What does that mean?
We bagged her.
Oh, bag.
Yeah, we got her.
Got-
so we
Gotcha, bitch.
yeah, we're like, yeah, dude. And so,
Like on a scale from 1 through 10, was she like a 5, 6, 5.5?
no. She was the manager, so she was pretty good looking. She was like a 7.
Okay.
And on a
we'll go
scale
with that.
from 1 to tranquilizer dart, how did you bag her?
I just went in there with guns blazing.
Oh, my neck.
Okay, so she's a
All right,
7.
yeah, let's-
She's a 7. Is she white?
No, she was Filipina, dude. But she was like one of
okay.
those rare Filipinas where her skin was like white. Like
okay.
she wasn't.
Like an albino Asian, maybe? No.
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Like an albino Asian for sure, dude. Like she was mixed. Like a
I don't
mutt.
know, dude. I was just trying to come up with something.
like she was a mutt, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then this is crazy. So we ended up like staying in my friend's house, and we were drinking, we were just partying and shit. And then the next morning, I go up to my friend. I was like, "Dude, while you guys were passed out, while you were passed out, me and the chick were having it. I was going down on her, and I'm like, fucking, I came in her, whatever, dude. I was like, fuck, dude.
No pull-out method on that one.
No, dude. It's just like all like, yeah, let's do crazy shit. And then he goes like, what? I was doing the same thing.
What? How is that possible?
God. So what? Like, what was that? I thought you were passed out, so I was banging her, you know?
Turns out she left and they were just on each other.
And then I was like, I thought you were banged out, so I was like fucking eating her out.
Oh, no. Wait, isn't that called something? That's called
Snowballing?
Yeah, something like that, dude. Ooh.
So I was like,
So you got the
gotta be
second.
shitting
You
me,
got the
man.
second, dude.
I honestly didn't think anyone would ever top Abby's story, but that might have just done it.
Yeah, Abby's. One of the chicks we've had on here. She was getting it from behind, and the guy went and put a ping pong ball in her
inside her.
snatch, and she didn't know.
And they finished.
I actually know a girl who got her snatch filled with a sock.
Oh,
A sock?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a weird ass condom.
Yeah, dude. That's weird.
They just stuff socks in her, dude. It was
I mean,
crazy.
guys fuck their favorite sock all the time. Oh, why can't girls?
I know,
guess?
right? Yeah.
What would be the point of that? That's
not have
crazy.
a-
No, because I guess this girl was hanging out with my friends, and my friends were kind of a rowdy bunch. And dude, if you're a girl and you decide to hang out with a bunch of guys, at like 10, 15 of them, you're just asking for it, dude. You're just asking for it.
And, like,
That's true.
So after that story, like if she was talking, were you ever just like, "Hey, stick a sock in it"?
Oh man, yeah.
That'd be a good one. That'd be a good one.
Right. Next is the cork.
Huh. I feel like that's got to be the number one at the moment.
There's another one. You guys want to hear?
Oh,
I mean, bring it on
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
brought more.
Yeah, let's get in this dirty sex session.
Yeah.
Okay, there was like this one time, like my friend had a birthday party, and you know, like you get a stripper, whatever, hooker,
Yeah.
you know, right? And then the hooker.
Craigslist hookers, maybe.
Oh, Craig, yeah. Out there, it's just like bam. We'll
Okay.
get one in 10 minutes. You know?
Just don't get the one with the Adam's apple.
Yeah.
But it was crazy that like she comes in, and then we were like, oh no, it's just 5 of us. She's like, all right, dude, whatever, dude. I'll do that gig, 5 of us. And she comes in there, we're like, fucking, I don't know, 15, 20 of us.
Oh my god.
But yeah, she's like, fuck. But she can't back out now, right? But she's
Literally.
Basically, to make a long story short, is they ended up doing a train on her.
So she's on Pornhub somewhere, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh,
Her
we
parents are
ended
so
up-
proud.
Actually, we ended up
Yeah.
Being honest here.
Wait, where were you in the train? This is
I was
important.
number 1.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're the conductor, it's okay. Anyone past the conductor phase of the train?
Or maybe that's what I
punching
keep telling
below.
myself, that I was number 1.
Yeah, I don't know who would want to be the last
He was
one.
number 1 on the second pass.
Check this out. So I go up there. It's a room in my friend's apartment, and there's like this. Did a lot of things went down that night because one of my friends. I remember one of my friends telling me, "Dude, I was trying to reach for the chicks' titties or what. I ended up holding someone's dick. You know, it was that crazy.
I bet that room just smelled awful.
Sweaty
Oh
parasites.
man, I don't even know, but I remember I had this friend, right? He's big. He's a big boy, and everything was going down. It was all chaos, and then he goes like, you just hear this like, I can't take this anymore, and he just charges, and just like throws everyone on the side, dude, like a football guy, like bam, dude. And he just like hits the chick like 4 pumps and like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm done.
Oh wow, that's
And we're like,
that's the way to do it.
and we're like, okay. And everybody just started going back there, and you know what got the chick pissed?
Oh, we haven't hit that part yet?
Someone farted in her mouth, maybe.
Someone ripped her panties.
That's the only thing that got her mad.
Oh, I figured it was like someone brought a black light in
No.
there. And she looked like
Oh.
she was on the receiving end of a
No,
thrown
no,
snow
no.
globe.
Someone, she heard this ripped like this, and she just like, stop, and everybody's like, what? You know, everybody just like went like, it's like
Literally
what
frozen.
happened? Like, what happened? Yeah, for real. It's like, what happened? You know,
The
and,
boners.
yeah, and then
What?
And the crazy thing is,
So who was the panty ripper that ruined it all? Was it you?
No,
Okay.
no. It was a nice panty though. It was like this, I
Like
don't know,
silky lace.
shit, whatever, dude. Victoria's Secret, whatever.
I mean, it's like the saying always goes. You don't bring your nice panties to a gang.
Yeah, a train, I guess, you know.
Right, but she wasn't expecting like
Probably
a fucking
not.
horde.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, dude. Yeah.
See, that's crazy. You know, I love how like open or like, I don't know, experimental you are, because I would never be able to do that. Just I don't
Dude,
know.
you when you're young and stupid, dude. Like, this was like high school days.
Yeah.
This happened in high school?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Now, was this in the
I don't think I'd
Philippines?
even seen a vagina until after high school.
Dude, check this out. So everything was good until I don't know who took the picture.
Oh.
Someone took a picture. And I saw the picture. It was just like these 2 ladies' legs up, and it was like a sea of asses. Like seriously, dude. Like it's crazy, right? And the shit that my friend's little brother, my friend who owned that apartment's little brother, fucking brought it to his dad.
Oh.
And you know, like, so my friend's dad was like, "This is what you guys are doing to the house."
Oh, it was in the house.
The apartment, you know, and we're like, yeah, we got banned.
I
from
wish
that
we
thing.
could have that picture to post it online. On our
I'm
page.
kind
Yeah,
of
dude,
okay
you're not
not
gonna see.
seeing
You're
that.
not gonna see it. It was just a sea of asses.
Yeah, Nick, if you want to see a sea of Asian asses, there's websites for that. You don't need his old
Do I
high
just
school
type
picture.
in seaofasses.com?
I assume.
Now, this is a good
Assume.
segue to go in our segment that we do every week called Douche of the Week now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay?
Douchebag of the week.
Yeah, douchebag of the week. So we each week we pick somebody as our douchebag of the week that's either something funny or something serious this person did, or someone that did something shitty. Usually Jesse always picks like the
Like the
fuck-
shitty ones, like the ones who are actual like pieces of human garbage, or just really bad people. And Nick usually picks people that have like done something pretty
Is
funny.
there a shit ton of it at Boeing?
no, probably.
We don't really call out people we know in these segments, and
But
Yeah.
you'll probably be surprised. I'm just gonna explain it though as I pop it up.
okay.
Yeah, right.
Pop it up.
Something Nick says on
Yeah,
dates a
see,
lot.
look.
Let me explain this as I
Let me
pop it
explain-
up.
I'm gonna call Eddie Murphy the douchebag of the week this
Oh,
year.
really?
Just only because he was talking about how he would like take back his old stand-up comedy, and he kind of cringes while watching it. You know, like Raw, how he would talk about, you know, gay people and AIDS and stuff like that. You wouldn't
Yeah.
be able to get away with that today.
Is that the one that he was wearing a Michael Jackson outfit?
Yeah, all that.
Yeah.
So isn't that like where he came from though? Like that stand-up material has got where he's at today. So I don't know why you would go back and apologize for that.
Well, the social climate's changed since then. That came out in like the 80s.
80s.
Yeah, so don't go apologize for it now, though. You see what I'm saying? Like, all these comedians are coming out and apologizing for shit that they did back then that didn't even matter back then.
I get it.
Are they trying to like clean their name up or something?
It's
likely.
usually because if now people are going back and seeing what they did, and
You
then,
just lost your artistic integrity by that point, I think.
yeah,
You know.
that's how I feel.
But hear me out on this one. So in the 80s, that's hard for us to comprehend that amount of time because we were born in that decade.
Yeah.
But even just think
I don't know
back
about
to
JOHNTE,
age.
but maybe 79 for him.
What do you know?
79.
Yeah, there we go.
You're 30 right now.
31.
So think back to when you were
I was
11.
29.
Yeah.
Let's just go back 20 years to when you were 11. You were still making, well, okay, you're a bad example because you still make these kind of jokes.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
But for me, like, I used to make a bunch of, gay jokes or whatever. And we talked about waiting a couple of weeks ago on the show
Yeah.
and just how those jokes haven't aged well. If you had success with those jokes, but you no longer identify with that kind of comedy, I think it's okay to apologize for that. If it's not who you are now,
But it's like the Kevin Hart thing, right? He was going to do the Oscars, but then they went back and he had to apologize for all that shit. But that's
Yeah.
what made him who he is today.
He had already apologized for that, though. He refused to do it again because he already had. And he's like, look, how many times is going to be enough, I think that's different. I don't know. I don't see Eddie Murphy being a douchebag there, but I am also a bleeding heart leftist.
I'm an Eddie Murphy fan. I'm just saying he's douchebaggery for apologizing for the way that he was back then. I would never do
But
that.
you also know, like, when you go watch a cartoon, and when you were a kid, it was like so awesome.
Yeah.
And then you watch it now, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
It's kind of like lame,
Or
dude.
like these.
Or like-
I do these. I got all of these in the first year I could at age 18, and I thought they were the coolest shit back then. And now I would probably not have gotten these. And
Maybe
I may
I've
even cover them
had
up.
3 cover-ups. Of,
Maybe
of
you should
woman's
do
name on
that
these,
on that arm
Oh.
too.
Yeah.
Do that in that arm,
No,
and then
this one's gonna end up being a full sleeve also, but it's gonna be more color and like some band symbols and stuff. It's still healing, so you can't really see it too
I
much.
totally see it.
and then this is Jesse's douche of the week.
I
okay?
went slightly less serious with
You
mine. I
did.
mean, it's serious, but
It's kind of funny.
it's
though.
just a mug shot with a headline, and yeah, oh, that's tiny. So it's this girl. She spiked the bean dip at a employee like party or something with a bunch of meth. And a couple episodes ago, your douche of the week was the amazing Jonathan for trying to coerce the documentary filmmaker into doing meth with him. So I figured that kind of fit that theme.
But
a
don't
little
you
bit.
think that would kind of liven up the party though a little bit?
Yeah, but then you have people going out and stealing your car radio so they can have more bean dip.
I feel like you've had experience with some spiked methamphetamine every now and then, right? No,
He spiked himself.
Ooh, let's get into drugs now, guys.
I'm really sorry, but this meds that I'm taking makes me go pee.
Oh, you can go pee.
yeah, go for
Yeah,
it, man.
we'll, yeah, we'll do that.
We've still
I'll
got a
talk,
little while.
I'll talk shit about Jesse today.
Well, and while he's gone, why don't you look up his name on Urban Dictionary?
Oh, yeah.
'Cause we do that sometimes too.
We do that.
Yeah.
That's true.
And if you want to get in a word, you can jump right in if you want to. You're
no,
good over
gonna
there?
Stay over the
Alright.
couch. Just so you know, that's like the casting couch, like porn. So, just
Alright, you can stay busy with John.
okay.
I got that couch from my parents, and never once have I ever even thought to like try and have sex on it or anything because it's just so damn comfortable. Like I can take a nap on that at any given time of the day.
That's really good to know.
It is. It's sacred, and it's to my knowledge, completely untainted. Of course, my parents may have done something. So
Did you want me to do John or John? I don't think John Tay would probably.
I don't
come
know
up.
him, Nick. This is
That's
your
true.
guest.
No,
You pick.
he's your friend. Just kidding. He's my friend.
It's actually his full name, JOHNTE.
JOHNTE.
It's not a nickname.
Oh, that's
It's John.
John
T.
T. John T.E.
Do it.
Let's see if it'll pop up.
Yeah. Oh, and you wanted to play that little
Oh yeah, that's
game
right.
too.
We'll see if he'll play it. We'll just do one jelly bean each.
Ugh,
Yeah.
I'm so not looking forward to
We'll
this.
we'll just do John because John Tay doesn't come up.
Huh? You running out of shit to say?
No, I'm trying to think of what you look like today.
Oh, good. You know what's fun is that every other guest we've done, I've scheduled. Now you're doing your first one, and I kind of, I kind of get where you're coming from a little bit more now. Like I feel more like I'm in the Nick role today.
Are you?
Yeah, just because like you're asking all these good questions that I would normally be asking the guest.
Yeah.
And all I'm doing is just kind of making stupid
Fun
little
shit.
comments about it.
I know it's fun, right?
I mean, I'm still slightly less racist than you, but
I'm not racist though.
are.
I am not though. I would
Really, Nick?
I would love a black dick or black boob.
saving
to
that audio.
BBC now.
Saving that audio.
And we don't edit anything out of the show either. We don't
Wow,
edit it.
so it's official that Nick likes BBC.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And so we have another segment we do where we look up our guest's name on Urban Dictionary and see what ridiculous definition has been given to their name.
I used your real name, it didn't work, so we have to go with John. Okay.
Like
John Jacob. This is totally fine.
Totally.
Now, I do the top definition out of all of them because that's the most favorited one. It's really long, so I'll just say a few. It's like 4 paragraphs, so John must be really good, apparently. Okay?
Or there's only like 300 million
So,
of them.
Urban Dictionary of John. He is generally a level-headed person, but when he comes under pressure and is compelled to make a decision, that's when things get vexed.
Like what place he was in that train.
Well, yeah. Whatever vexed means, don't know.
You don't know what vexed means?
Nope,
Oh,
do not.
that vexes me.
John always likes to plan and think ahead for the most part. John strives to do things for the better. I don't know. Hardly selfish? Maybe. Observant and loves his family. Is that true?
Oh yeah, the family.
Does it-
The family totally.
I want her
family.
opinion.
Yeah.
And
He leads.
you'll make yourself look good. I want her opinion.
He leads a very intense life and proves himself hardy in doing so.
Do I live an intense life?
And right at the end here it says
mean, it
tender.
sounds like it.
It says tender kisses. Is that true?
Are you sure it says that?
Yeah, that's
She
what it
cracked
says.
up laughing.
That was
Yeah.
what it is.
And Nick's name definition was he's the guy who steals your bagel.
Yeah, I'm the asshole that steals people's bagels. Wow. Yeah.
A lot of people think bagel is sacred. So
I mean, how else is Nick supposed to find dates?
I can't find a date to save my life.
damn,
Hey,
dude.
Bakery
the
section,
bagel
buddy.
man.
Yeah.
This is something new because I found it. Would
They
you
don't
be,
come with bagels.
Would
He
you
does
be
that.
down
Or
to
with holes in them?
try just one jelly bean of Bean Boozled?
What is that?
Okay, it's different jelly beans, but half of them are like shitty flavors. Like one sticky socks, the other's lawn clippings, rotten egg, toothpaste, barf.
But then they
canned
also
dog
have good
food.
flavors, and you just take one. You don't know what it is.
You
and
know
have
that
to
there's
taste
a
it.
hot sauce enthusiast group at Boeing.
There is.
Ugh.
Holy, man! I like watch them at every break just kill themselves, and I'm like, why do you do this to yourself, dude? You know they're crying and everything. It's like group therapy.
They finish their wings and they're all hugging each other.
Yeah, dude, it's like you're crying. It's like you're gonna be okay, bro.
Here, don't look and just pick one jelly. No, pick a jelly bean. You pick it.
Oh, I hate this game so much.
Okay, hold on. Okay,
I'm
here,
not
your
looking
turn.
at it.
Your turn.
All right, but we got to go one at a time so that we can savor the reaction.
Well, I'm gonna show me the color, and I'll tell you what you might have.
No, just eat it.
You don't. Okay.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
first.
You
This
want
is
me
your
to-
idea.
This sounds really, really familiar.
Yeah.
Just eat it.
That's what the black guy told me.
Until he saw his rabbit teeth.
God damn, hold on.
Oh, what is it?
Well, I got caramel corn. I lucked out.
Oh, damn it.
Wait, what color is that before you put it?
It's like, I don't know.
Okay.
Ugh.
That doesn't sound good, man.
What's it taste like to you?
I don't think it's...
Popcorn, man.
You got buttered popcorn. You're probably gonna be the only one that gets screwed. What color is it? We all got like yellow looking ones.
Oh, good.
Pussy juice.
That would definitely be on the good side.
You probably
Our
got
fish market.
Hold on, let's watch his reaction. He's probably got the shitty one. Yeah. What'd that taste like? What'd that taste like? What did it taste like? It's either moldy cheese or rotten egg.
Wow.
Man, we're gonna do that every week now.
No,
Yeah,
we're not
we're
going to
gonna
do
do
Oh,
that.
God. It tastes like
Dick?
3-day-old Indian food wrapped
Hey,
in...
what you guys should
dirty
do is
shoes.
just put
Ugh.
like just a
Like a glass
of
tub?
yeah, a glass tub of gummy bears. or whatever. They're like heavily.
And have weed candy in it. Well, like, depending on who it is, like, we've had DJs that they'll, like, smoke weed and shit on here. Like, you can do anything.
Oh, Nick, I hate you. How did I end up being the only one who got a bad flavor?
And I had this pick at random, so it wasn't rigged, you know? Huh. Hey,
I'm talking about God.
Yeah, you want to talk about God? I don't believe in God. I don't know if you do.
You don't believe in God?
Briefly, before we move on, I just want to ask one kind of out there question. Do you ever wonder whose job it was to try and make jelly beans taste that disgusting?
Yeah, well,
they had to taste test that shit and like refine it.
I bet someone gets paid.
They probably paid homeless people to come in and test it, honestly, or hookers.
That ain't what golden cheese tastes like.
Let's get a bunch of hookers to taste the jelly beans, and then let's send it up to corporate.
All right, let's talk about God. It'll get the taste of that jelly bean out of my mouth.
I don't believe in God. I feel like you believe in Buddhism, maybe, or
I believe in a higher power.
Racist. Why did it have to be Buddha? Why couldn't he be a Christian?
Well, I would think his culture wouldn't believe in Christian.
I believe I was like
what were you raised up on?
Buddhism and Catholicism.
Oh, okay.
Like heavy.
So like you were touched by priests then when you were growing up.
Oh yeah, a lot.
Oh, okay.
No, he was touched by monks.
I used to tell the priest that like Father, forgive me, I watched some dirty bad movies,
and then they watch them with you.
Or he asked you for the links.
Back there was VHS. So can you tell me the story?
And what was the young lady wearing when he came to fix her pipes?
Well, that was the weird thing, was like you had to tell someone all your sins, and as time went by, I was like, man, why should I go through someone when I could just go through straight to the higher power?
Yeah, and think about for the priests who are actually good people and do their job well, like, if you've ever done retail, you know what it's like when people come through your line and they're bitching about stuff and they're, I didn't get my soda or what, they can be so angry over the dumbest things. Now imagine they're all telling you their deepest, darkest secrets for like a week straight in confession.
Exactly.
You must feel like you've just been put through a fucking ringer.
Yeah.
What kind of ringer?
I don't know. Whatever they make those jelly beans in. I can't get the taste out of my mouth.
Or if you're a priest, you feel empowered. Because imagine all those people coming up to you and going like, can you forgive me for all these sins?
Yeah.
Now, do you believe
your
in
ego?
Do you believe in the guys that like, you know how it's live on TV and then they come up and they like heal you right in that spot and then they fall over?
Faith healers.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't believe in that either.
No.
Now,
but there's got to be like mind over matter.
Yeah. There is precedent for some of that.
Yeah, like you truly believe in something that it, like, it occurs, or like, someone's like,
did you just say intercourse? I believe in that.
I do believe in that a lot. Actually, I'm a virgin.
I know you are.
I don't think anyone in that train you described as a virgin anymore.
Was anybody in there a virgin?
Not when they left. When they left, they were a grizzled old World War II
Not after
vet.
that night, dude.
I've seen some stuff, man.
Yeah, dude. But I think like just like being, being brought up Catholic and Buddhist. I literally went to the Buddhist temple in the morning and went to mass in the afternoon. Like literally,
Weird.
that's my childhood. Like seriously.
And there are some opposing tenets of those beliefs
too. For sure, dude. Like yeah. And then you grow up and there's all these things. Just like there's a lot of questions that like pop up and you start questioning a lot of things. So right now it's more like there's like a spiritual power, because I've denied God a lot of times. Like
I think we all have.
Like seriously, like like, man, if you look up the world, dude, it's just you go to you guys ever been to the website Best Gore?
No,
I've been to one. What was it, like Rotten.com back
That
then?
is nothing compared to Best Gore.
Oh yeah, I can't watch.
You go to bestgore.com and you see how messed up the world is. You're like, Jesus Christ, are you guys still fucking human?
Right.
There was this one where there was like a bunch of guys trying to. The guy was still alive, mind you, and they just skinned him.
Oh fuck!
Like, it was like the Red Skull, dude. His eyes were like,
Well, they videotaped this shit?
oh yeah,
Oh god!
And they were like trying to they skinned his face and they were trying to like decapitate him with a box scissor.
Oh,
like,
God.
Just like, yeah, dude. Like, how are you guys still like?
Okay, between the taste of that bean in my mouth and that story, I'm about this far from puking on my desk.
Dude, 2 men and 1 horse.
Well, I mean,
Is that like 2 girls, 1 cup?
Yeah, 2 girls in 1 cup is just like nothing, dude. You got.
I remember trying to watch that. I only got to like the part where they shit in the cup, and then like one started eating it, and I couldn't finish watching it. And then there was another one I tried watching, which is the cum omelet.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
No, I've seen the poop bum.
Well, they
what?
a bunch of dudes like came in like this measuring cup, and then the chick cooked it like an omelet, and then she ate it. That was gross. Oh,
Jesus.
So there's this poop bong, right? And they made this apparatus, dude. It looks high tech. Like someone took time to make this thing. like they actually sat down. Here's a blueprint. We're gonna make this thing, right? It looks like that. So this thing is just like attached to the chick's butt. And then it goes all the way to her mouth.
Her own mouth?
Yeah, her own mouth.
Oh.
And the whole thing was supposed like when she poops, she goes to her mouth. It goes to her
kind of
mouth,
like the
right?
human centipede, but it's
Yeah.
yeah.
But the thing, like, it doesn't work in the middle of whatever, the experiment, right?
Yeah.
And so the guy just pulls out the thing and just starts, like, shaking to the chick's mouth. The chick's, like, waiting for, like,
Oh no!
I'm sorry, this is not working right now, but we're trying to make it work.
Jesus.
Like,
I mean,
wow, how much are you,
Like,
how much are you paying this
yeah,
thing?
do they think they get paid for doing that, or is it like a...
I don't think there's an amount of money that could make me... I mean, okay, I'm not going to say there's not an amount of money that I would not try that for, because I'm definitely a whore, and I would do it for a lot of money.
How much
But
money would it take you
hold
to
on.
suck a dick?
But what I wanted to say is there's not an amount of money you could pay me to where I could actually act like I was enjoying it while I was doing it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, so someone who actually looks like they are enjoying it is either the world's best fucking actor, or that's not a problem for them. Maybe that's their Thursday night.
I can't handle that thing. I used to watch like a lot of at one point in my life, all I did was like watch like all these death videos. And there was a video called Banned in Asia. Mm-hmm. I watched that thing like I was eating steak while watching it.
Oh, that's
like
crazy.
literally. But it came to this point. There's this one part of the video where there's this old guy shitting on the plate. Oh, a chick shitting on the plate, and this old guy comes in and just does Kentucky, finger licking good kind of thing on that plate. Like he like ate everything and like just like, dude. And I couldn't. I was like, wow. I couldn't stand that.
What? Oh, we've got
Hold on. We got a surprise
notes here.
Oh, the one man, one jar.
Oh, okay. I'm loving these stories. This is raunchy.
This is how we're gonna end the show because we're coming up on time
Are
here.
we?
So this
Yeah.
is gonna be wow. Anyone who makes it to the end of this episode,
let's do
you've
it.
got some emotional and mental stamina.
So this is crazy. One man, one jar. I never knew about this video, but this guy from Boeing.
From Boeing?
Yeah.
Boeing.
Boeing also employed the guy who died from fucking a horse.
Oh, yeah, the horse, too. Yeah, okay.
No, he was an engineer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But I don't know. This was with the crazy days when everybody had their internet and whatnot. And then this guy comes over. He calls me over and it's like, hey, man, check out this video. And I'm like, what? And it's like, yeah, just check out this video. And this guy was trying to put in a pickle jar up his ass. And he's trying to, like, put it in there. And halfway through, it breaks.
Oh, no.
It breaks. And he proceeds to take out the shards. You can hear, like, he's like, the camera's just, like, focused on that. And he's taking out the shards. There's like shit and blood coming out, like
That's so gross. All those pickles in there.
in the back of I know, right?
Those pickles are going bad.
I just hate pickles. But
In the back of my head, I'm like, wow.
It's like thinking of like the mental stability of these people that would do that. Like,
Yeah,
I would never do anything that stupid or gross.
I would never think to do anything.
I don't
like
know
that.
if you're different. You like to experiment.
No.
stuff, I think.
No. This was just weird because, like, I was new. Like, I was new to America.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, there's like I think that guy's gone now. You know, because like Boeing kind of like
Change your life.
Yeah, and Boeing changed your life, and Boeing keeps like classy kind of people. You know, like
Well, I mean, they did hire me and
Bowman.
Hey, you know, with all due respect, like Boeing, you know, keeps me afloat. So you know, like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's where everybody wants to work now these days, though. Honestly,
they're not doing a good job though.
no, I know
Man, it's
Like-
crazy. The
like
shit, man. I don't like.
Careful what you say on this show. I mean, they could come across it at some point. So.
Yeah, no. I'm like saying like, I just like come across a lot of people who talk to me about, you know, work and they kind of like pour their heart out and
Yeah,
just
isn't
like,
that crazy? Like I know a lot of secrets that I've never told anybody, right?
Yeah.
Does that happen to you too?
Yeah.
It's
like,
crazy,
just some random people, and they just start pouring their life stories. You know, and I'm like, dude, I don't need that baggage right now. You know, like, but they just like tell me all the like I've had women tell me that their husbands are cheating on them, and like, I don't need that. I got my problems, dude.
It's like it's weird, like because we work with them like every single day, all those hours. I feel like they connect with us or something.
Like literally, it becomes your second family.
Yeah,
you know? You just go in there, and it's just like
You just see them every day for
and
10,
their
20,
actual
30
family
years.
just gets pushed to the side. You know,
Manager always told me not to tell like your personal lives or personal shit, 'cause it could always come back and like.
So
haunt
it's
you or
literally
something.
turning into a prison.
Yeah, it is.
You
Yeah.
cannot tell other people about your life.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like it's.
But at the same time, like so much of your life happens at work that you're gonna end up having to share that stuff at some point. Otherwise, who do you have to tell it to?
You need an outlet.
You have to.
Yeah.
Like, you have problems at home, and then you go to work, and you have let's say you have a coworker that's close to you, and you know, like, and the coworker like, what's wrong with you today?
Oh,
And
I
he
broke a
just-
pickle jar in my ass.
that
one
pickle
issue.
thing didn't work out as I planned. You know,
Yeah.
and obviously you pour your heart out, and then that coworker like feels like a little emotion for you. This thing leads that thing leads that, and you know.
Next thing you know, you're fucking your coworker in the
Yeah.
back of a 747.
Don't forget a pickle jar.
Yeah. 767.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on that note, we really got to wrap this one up, yo.
Hey, thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah, for
Thank
sure.
you very
man.
much, John. It was nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you.
It was
man.
nice to have a first guest that Nick kind of.
Yeah, you're my first guest, so we've always had his friends or someone else doing that he knows. So,
So the podcast has like a time limit or something.
yeah, we usually try to end it like in an hour and stuff.
Yeah, somewhere between like 55
Until
and
we get
100.
like more famous and people want to listen, more people listen. We'll do like Joe Rogan status, like 3 hours.
There's, there's a show called the 9 Club where they interview skaters too. It's pretty cool too. Like I've watched some of it. I watched some Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan has some pretty interesting.
He does.
He's like the god of podcasting.
He's the gold standard, and like I got into him on the Leah Remini episode where they're talking about Scientology, which is super interesting. If you haven't heard that one, but he does a lot of good ones.
No.
The one where he interviews Mike Tyson.
Oh,
I
that
haven't
one's
seen
funny
that one
too.
yet.
When they talk about
He's
DMT.
almost like fanning out there, dude. It's
Yeah.
like, but what you do? You're like the number one most badass guy in the whole world, you know. Like,
Not anymore though. He's fat.
Yeah.
But you know what? He smokes weed now.
He does. Everyone.
The
does.
reason- The reason he's not violent anymore is because he smoked weed and he did the toad.
The toad?
He did a toad?
You guys
Toad?
know about the toad?
Toad? Hurry up and tell me the toad.
So they get this toad, right? And then I don't know, they scare it,
DMT?
whatever. No, it's not DMT. It's a poisonous toad, whatever. They take out the secretion when you it's like it's a defense system.
Uh-huh.
And then they put it in a glass or whatever, and you smoke that residue, and then he changed it. He says like he don't want to even fight anymore. He's like the calmest. Nothing phases that fool anymore, dude.
That's fucking crazy.
How do people discover that
I
shit?
know.
Yeah, it's in Mexico, dude. They just like they get this toad. It secretes all these like psychedelic stuff. They put it in glass, and then they smoke it. And this thing made Tyson not fight anymore. He said like he doesn't even consider himself anything. Like his ego is killed.
Yeah, he seems a lot like mellower now.
Like he's really
yeah.
mellow.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then on that fucking note,
Yes.
everybody have a
Is that when he
homosexual day.
developed the lack of ability to say that thing?
Yeah, but you know, like
I smoked a toad.
even though you smoked that toad, dude, you wouldn't go up to Tyson and like test the waters. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You know,
No.
like because man,
That would be stupid.
That guy could still pummel you, dude. At 50 years old, he did it. He did that at body bag, dude. He still kills it, dude.
Yeah.
I could take him.
Yeah, in the ass.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much again for tuning into another episode. Thank you again, John, for being our guest today.
JOHNTE.
JOHNTE. JOHNTE Teo.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just
JOHNTE.
just put my last and first name together.
They got his name from Street Fighter. Tekken.
Chun-Li.
Yeah. I'm Punkass.
I am Random Hero. Please have a consensual day.
Day.
Oh.